you guys ever looked in the newspaper, especially in small towns, where people take out little ads and announce the things that are going on with their family, etc. You know, so-and-so just had a baby boy, so-and-so just got engaged, you know, unfortunately so-and-so has just passed away or lost a grandmother or grandfather or whatever like that. I, verbally, would like to make an announcement like that right now. On behalf of the Superfamily, John and Kelly, even though their little son Ray Ray is a little injured right now, happily and healthily, their other son Marky Mark has come back from fat camp and rejoined the Superfamily. Oh yes, can you tell what kind of mood I'm in? Also, at Night of Champions, if you looked at the belts on the apron around the ring, did you notice that there was the Divas and the women's belt on the apron there? Which was awesome, because it was one of those things, hey, maybe they'll bring the women's championship back. No, wait! WWE doesn't know how to properly recognize real women's wrestlers. Fuck you, Kelly Kelly. Those are my initial thoughts. And now we have the review of the Raw Super Show for September 19th, 2011. Oh, this is going to be tremendous. I will tell you something. I have been a long standing, loyal WWE fan, but I would rather sit bare ass on a cactus than see some of the shit that we have seen in the past 48 hours, folks. So, get your shovel, and let's dig in some shit. The show opens up with CM Punk, you know, coming down to the ring, limping, obviously bandaged up and such from the hardcore match last night, and putting up with, you know, beatings from how many people. Sells from the minute he hits the rampway. CM Punk is my beacon of hope for the WWE, because all the rest of them are pretty much fucked right now. Gets on the mic, puts over the beating that he got from Triple H really nicely, comes out very humbly, says, yeah, I got my ass kicked, more or less, and, you know, Miz and R-Truth are right, there is a conspiracy, and then he gets cut off by Triple H. Triple H comes down, fuck off with the beeping and the such, I'm not in the mood for that shit tonight. Triple H comes down, gives Punk the credit for the beating that he gave him, but says, bottom line, I'm still the boss, so let's take care of some business first. Alberto Del Rio has a rematch clause. Punk, from like a month ago, has a rematch clause for the WWE title, so he announces at WWE Hell in the Cell there will be a triple threat match for the WWE Championship in a Hell in the Cell match. Makes a big deal about, you know, the first ever triple threat match inside Hell in the Cell. Dumb up, Triple H. There has been a six-pack challenge in Hell in the Cell, let alone a triple threat match, but, you know, little thing, but, you know, dummy the fuck up. Alright. Please innocent to any of the conspiracy theories, da-da-da-da-da. Punk says, yeah, if you would let me finish, there is a conspiracy, somebody's playing us both. Then he's interrupted by John Laurinaitis, who rasps and mumbles on for a little while. Punk indicates to Triple H that he thinks John Laurinaitis, in fact, wants to be the COO, and he could be the one pulling the strings. He could be the head of the conspiracy. John Laurinaitis gets all pissed off and says, oh, well, I'm going to fire you, Punk, even though, you know, I don't mean fuck all. Triple H reminds him that he is his boss, says, no, Punk's not fired, but somebody will be by the end of the night. Great way to start the show. Somebody's leaving. We all hope it's John Laurinaitis. Is it going to be John Laurinaitis? That's the kind of thing that would make sense, right? So you know that's not going to happen. Fuck. Sheamus, Gabriel, and Air Boom take on Christian Wade and the team formerly known as Nexus. So you know, throughout this entire match, we are berated with Jerry Lawler's really bad comedy, bad put-downs on Otunga and McGillicutty, which is a piss-off, because you know what? No matter what anybody else says about their charisma, their character acting, and all that bullshit, this is a solid team to watch in the ring, and other than, say, the Usos, they've been the ones that look most like a tag team, in a tag team division that is fucking fledgling on its ass. Air Boom is starting now, but Nexus, or Otunga and McGillicutty, are the ones that acted more like a team. They had them, they had the Usos, they had the other team that came from the core that they split up because they're brilliant like that. But Otunga and McGillicutty look like a team, so if you're trying to rebuild your tag team division, why the fuck are you shitting on them so much? Right. So, the majority of this match is actually Evan Bourne playing face in peril, basically taking on the entire other team, and making a good showing of himself, considering by far he's the smallest guy in the ring. Obviously, Sheamus is the one that's out of all these guys that's getting the big push right now, so he gets the hot tag, and oh, is it a hot tag? Credit for that. Clears the ring, eventually gets a brogue kick and an Irish curse on Otunga for the win. Has Otunga, who's no small guy, up in the Irish curse, turns himself, staring a hole through Christian, because, you know, that's one of the rivalries that I'm actually still able to enjoy in the WWE. I like that. Little tiny bits of psychology, I love it. If these guys move up, move that fat fuck useless, boring fucker Mark Henry out of the way, get Orton, Sheamus, and Christian in a triple threat match, also at Hell in the Cell, I'd be a happy kid. But because it's what I want, because it's something that makes sense, it's because it's something that would actually be exciting, of course WWE's not going to do it. Right? Right. Backstage, we have Triple H in his office talking to one of the referees, saying, you know, after what Miz and R-Truth did last night, we're scared to work, we don't really want to work, da-da-da-da. Says, okay, when Miz and R-Truth come send them to my office. Alberto Del Rio comes in all pissed as fuck, because now he has a triple threat match in Hell in the Cell on at the next pay-per-view, which is only 2 weeks away. Thanks for the recovery time, WWE. Alberto Del Rio is all pissed. Triple H gets all in his face and says, hey, I've been in Hell in the Cell. I've been where you're going to be. You better pray. You better do this. You better do that. And his intensity sells the importance and the intimidation factor of Hell in the Cell. I did like that. Triple H has got a lot of hits and a lot of misses with me tonight. I'll warn you about that right now. Alberto Del Rio immediately right after that storms down to the ring for his match with Morrison. Smokes Morrison in less than a minute, but in the process we see a great flash and fury of anger and aggression from Alberto Del Rio, which I've been waiting for from him. We have Alberto Del Rio pulling a stunner out of nowhere, and obviously looks on the cross arm breaker and has John Morrison tapping. Now, the Shamans of 619 and a bunch of other people that, like me, are Morrison marks, are all very, very pissed off that Morrison got squashed again. But let's have a moment of clarity, a moment of realism in this thing. Logically, WWE sees John Morrison as a mid-carder, who, above all else, did not succeed in getting his mid-card title last night, did he? So he's a failed mid-carder going up against a former world champion. Now, if he went over, that would bring down the value of the WWE Championship, wouldn't it? Oh, yes, it would. So, yeah, am I pissed that Morrison got squashed again, got used for the job? Again, yes, but you know what? If he had gone into this match and won like we would all like to see him win, or even pulled out a fluke, it wouldn't make much sense. So suck it up and get the fuck over it. Next. Another useless bit of bullshit on this show. Hugh Jackman comes out for no particular reason at all to plug Real Steel, and Vicky Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler comes out, and, you know, Vicky's hitting on Hugh Jackman because that's, you know, awesome. Ziggler gets all pissed off and tells him this and that, tries to get in Hugh Jackman's face, and it's like, okay, guest celebrity on the show, so nothing's actually going to happen, so Dolph Ziggler just looks like a moron. Jackman says, I'm a big fan of underdogs. Go see my movie Real Steel. It's all about underdogs. I'm going to find you an underdog, and they're going to beat you tonight. Goes out into the crowd, gets a Zack Ryder is better than Wolverine poster and holds it up in the ring. Like that. You know, Ziggler I like. Ziggler can be a dick, and he's good at it when he does turn face and believe that it's coming, people. Because you know what? The Vicky Swagger bullshit, Ziggler's going to turn face at some point. So enjoy him being a cock while you can, because it's not going to last very much longer. So him being a cock, getting his comeuppance from Hugh Jackman, awesome. Love that. Could have done without the whole Vicky hitting on Hugh Jackman bullshit. But whatever. We go to the back. Miz and R-Truth arrive. Very solemn, very scared shitless, very, oh shit, we're kind of done, da-da-da-da-da. Apologize to John Laurinaitis in the parking lot. John Laurinaitis should never be on camera. Fuck him. Really, really a lot. Next, we are supposed to have Sin Cara versus Cody Rhodes. Sin Cara comes to the ring, Cody Rhodes comes to the ring. Sin Cara comes to the ring. Right, so they stare each other down and they spar off in a good, you know, 1 minute, 2 minute little high-flying spot spiel there, and, you know, one gets the better of the other, but, you know, unless you actually know which one's which, you don't know which one got the upper hand. So that's what I'm trying to say, is the people that know which one is Hunico and which one's Mystico know which one got the upper hand. But somebody who's just looking at two identical guys in identical masks, we see one guy get the upper hand, but we don't know who it is. So that could have been done better. I also don't like Cody Rhodes was down there for no reason. No reason at all. This is the guy that just successfully defended his Intercontinental Championship. This is why your titles mean nothing, because your champions mean nothing. If you go by how the next night goes, on Raw, on SmackDown, on, you know, Superstars, on, you know, WWE, fuck you, it doesn't matter what we put on, we'll put it up for an hour, and fucking, yeah. If you want your titles to mean something, then the people holding them better be getting a push, right? Not buried by two new guys. Right. Alright, go back to Triple H's office, and we had a really, really long and drawn out, sappy, syrupy, sugary apology from Miz and from R-Truth to Triple H. He accepts it. They say, oh, we're so grateful to still be WWE superstars, da-da-da-da-da. Says, great, I get $250,000 fine from both of you for your actions against the referee, and you've got a match against Cena and Punk tonight. We're thinking, Cena and Punk, what the fuck? Right. So, it makes all kinds of no sense. At this point, I liked it, though, because at this point I'm thinking, Miz and R-Truth as a team works, it's something I like. They're getting the recognition they deserve. They got a tag team title shot last night. Even though they didn't win, they got a shot at the tag team championships, which is awesome. Tonight, they're going to be going into the main event against the two guys that have been the center of WWE's spotlight for seemingly ever now. So it's all good things. It's all great exposure for them, making them look like superstars. Even if they're not always having the upper hand, they're always there. Great push. Right, yeah. Make me think something good is going to happen, WWE. I didn't think so. Mark Henry and Randy Orton are going to have a rematch at Hell in the Cell. Please, God, I don't care if you're an Orton hater. Please give me somebody that I actually give a shit about holding the World Heavyweight Championship. I have a feeling in 2 weeks I'm going to be just as displeased as I am right now. I'm telling you that right now. Jim Ross comes in to interview Mark Henry about winning the title. Mark Henry... I'm going to stop myself before I get too pissed off. There are 3 people in the WWE that should never, ever, under any circumstances, have a microphone in their hand. Jack Swagger, John Laurinaitis, and Mark fucking Henry. I don't care if he stole the strap from Orton. He's not going to have it long if I have my way. Comes in, gives a boring as fuck rant about how nobody had any faith in him and nobody believed in him and da-da-da-da-da and everything but the fact that, you know, he's boring as shit in the ring and that's why nobody ever thought he was going to be champion. You know, demands an apology from Jim Ross on behalf of all the naysayers that have ever pointed out that he sucks. So Jim Ross gives it to him and he then chokes out Jim Ross. King comes in to try and help Jim Ross, gets a World's Strongest Slam through the announce table, leaving us with just Michael Cole. Good times to be sure, right? Right. So, where the fuck am I now? World's Strongest Slam on King through the table. We assume that JR just got choked out because we never see or have any explanation for him being gone after that. So after the break, Josh Matthews joins Michael Cole for the rest of the evening. Now, Kelly and Eve versus the Divas of Doom. The one and only thing that I like about this match at all is Divas of Doom. You know, it was a throwback to Legion of Doom, and both Natalya and Beth Phoenix had, you know, obviously much smaller, but had spiked shoulder pads on as they came to the ring. They came down looking like a team. They, you know, dressed similar. They are a tag team in a division that has no tag teams, but whatever. They came down looking like a team, and they're paying homage to something else that came before them, paying respect to what came before you. I like that. There isn't much of that. But, of course, the Barbie dolls that are too busy sucking Vince and Triple H's cock got the win. And that wouldn't bug me so much. It would be Super Cena in the Divas division if it wasn't for the fact that visibly and noticeably and obviously to have these two win, Beth Phoenix and Natalya had to stagger their own game, had to hold themselves back so much in this match. It made me want to vomit. It made me want to change the fucking channel. That's it. Some kind of bullshit happens and the Barbie dolls get the win. I don't even remember how the match ended. I don't care. Ziggler versus Zack Ryder. Amazing. As far as Zack Ryder's career goes, amazing back and forth match. I had it written down that this is a breakout match for Ryder. I will not say anything that dramatic here, but that was my initial thought. It was a great back and forth match. Vicky tried to slap Ryder. She was ejected by the referee. You know, Hugh Jackman was there at ringside, decked Ziggler while nobody was looking, and after a Rough Rider, Zack Ryder is your winner. So, much as not everybody will like it, I can see Zack Ryder getting a U.S. title shot every now and then. And yeah, he's goofy and he's annoying and whatever, but let's think about some other goofy characters that have held mid-level titles. Santino! Right? Right. Anyways, Ryder wins. I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan, but as far as Ryder being just a little different and being something that's a little fun in what is mostly a lot of serious storylines right now, you need a break from a character that's fun. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. We see a Jack Swagger promo video. Good times, to be sure. And then we see Swagger and Vicky in the back, and they sort of solidify that Swagger has joined Vicky's stable, and he goes and gives Ziggler a dirty look while they walk by each other, because Ziggler just got back from losing his match against Ryder. So let's build up the heat between one of the best guys, one of the most rising stars in the company right now, and Swagger, who is I don't even know, Kurt Angle after a lot of brain damage and a lot of steroids and a speech impediment. That's what Jack Swagger is trying to be. He's not even achieving that. I don't care. The fact that he can get some shit done in the ring, somewhat technically, whatever, is not carrying it for me anymore. I will not ever care about Jack Swagger. It's true. It's damn true. Anyways, they show a highlight reel from Hell in the Cell, which is awesome. Shows all the great spots that there used to be. They had the typical, choke slams and tacks. They had the Foley falling off the edge of the cage. You had all the famous Triple H moments where people are being run into stairs, hit with sledgehammers and all that. And you're thinking, that's all awesome, but in the PG era, we're not going to get half of that stuff happening again. So the effect of that video was twofold, but the video itself was still great. I will give WWE credit, as I always do. They put their video packages together very, very well. Awesome Truth versus Cena and Punk. Cena and Punk. I still can't get used to saying that, first of all. Second of all, we start off the match with Miz giving a handshake to the ref. Cena starts owning Miz at the beginning of this match, and I'm thinking, okay, it's just going to be another Super Cena match. But after a while, you see Cena and Punk start tagging back and forth to each other, and they actually look like they're having fun. They actually look like they're laughing some of it off throughout the course of this match, which was great. Cena actually took a backseat a little bit and let Awesome Truth look relatively decent, and let Punk get the win, as opposed to Cena, because Punk hit the GTS on The Miz and got the win. And boggling my mind even more, Cena comes into the ring, brings Punk into the ring, and raises Punk's hand. So, of everything that's been pissing me off tonight, John Cena's not on the list. Who saw that coming? Right. Now, wow, everything, this match, even Cena, all four of these guys, superstars. This was a all-star main event. I can say nothing bad about it. Other than the couple little things like Cena and Punk really getting along out of nowhere, other than, Miz and R-Truth being really over-respectful of the referee, which got weird after a while. Other than those two little elements that are just the little things, like I said, I can't say anything bad about this match. What I can say is something bad about is Triple H coming out, being a man of very few words. Punk, good match. Miz, Truth, you're fired. And proceeds to have the entire roster throw them out of the building. And that's how the show ends. So the fat chocolate fucker is still champion. The Fruity Pebble Prince of PG is still a champion. The hooker from the side of the road is still the women's champion. Air Boom are still the tag team champions. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Cody Rhodes is the Intercontinental Champion, but he got pushed to the wayside for the Sin Cara versus Sin Cara gimmick storyline there. And Ziggler actually gave Zack Ryder a good, decent breakthrough moment tonight. So the mid-card, once again, are making me a happy kid. The top of the card, the major champions, and the people on the top of the heap are pissing me off. So we're going to fire two of the most charismatic guys. Yes, I know it's all a storyline, but it doesn't make any sense at all. You know, unless you want Triple H to suddenly be this massive heel, which he really, really isn't. You can't have him on one side being framed and being the big victim and being, you know, set up to look like this conspirator when he's really not, so he looks like a victim. And on the other side, do something ridiculously fucking retarded, like firing Miz and R-Truth, which makes him look like a heel. You've got Cena and Punk, who have been at each other's throats for months and months, and all of a sudden they almost look like buddies. You've got Miz and R-Truth, who look like, other than going a bit nuts, are on slightly a bit of a face turn, and then they get fired. What the fuck? Really? Seriously? And we bury John Morrison, even though I know why we did it. I don't know, guys, what the fuck else do you want to say, other than Randy Orton should have been on the show tonight? Fuck it. You know the deal. Subscribe up there, talk down there, leave your questions, comments, whatever other bullshit this is. I'm fucking done.
Get up!